Happy Friday, folks. Hope all is fabulous today. Amazing Friday. Feeling wonderful in every sense of the word. Happy to have you here with me. Happy to be able to deliver another important, informative, exciting message about money. That's not really money, but the byproduct of money. Anywho, hope all is well, whether you're watching this presently or whether you're watching it in the future at some point in time. Thank you for being here. It is greatly appreciated. And without further ado, let's just hop right into it, okay? So, cannot thank you guys enough. Actually, no, I shouldn't use that. I thank you guys so very much for being such generous, participatory individuals in writing questions. Ever since we started this, it's sort of just kind of taken off. And these are really legitimate questions that allow us to dive into what people are experiencing as it relates to money. And so I'm happy because it really enables me to dig deep within myself and figure out how to answer it in the very best way possible. And so that's amazing. I mean, it's beyond amazing. It's transformative. It's helpful. It's everything that I've wanted to be and more. So thank you for that. So if you have any questions, feel free to write to us in regards to that, and we will continually, right? We will continually answer those. We got two more at the end. Two more questions to answer at the end of this program, at the end of the message we have working today. So if you have any, write to us, ShaunG04@gmail.com. We'll get to it as soon as we possibly can. Thank you very much. Oh, and if you got prayer requests, if you need me to stand in divine agreement for anything at any point in time, write to us and we will do that for you as well. Okay. Moving on. Business. Yes. So, wow, had got just all I want to say is yesterday was a good day. Yesterday. So with that being said, if you feel you have benefited from this ministry and you will continue to benefit from this ministry, and this ministry will help you to be better in any way, shape, or form, feel free to sow a seed today. And understand that the seed you sow never leaves your life. It's more about your consciousness that's created as you do it. And remember, it expands as you give. The universe rushes to fill up that giving to make sure that you're constantly living in the principle of abundance. So if you're feeling like, okay, I'm feeling rich, I'm feeling prosperous, I'm feeling abundant today, VENMO, Heart of Christ Ministry, PayPal, ShaunG04@gmail.com, Apple Pay upon request. You will not regret it. Thank you very much in advance for your kindness and generosity. And you know what time it is. Where's my abundance? All right, guys, rules of the game here. You will, for 30 seconds, discover what feels most abundant to you, whether it's a tangible object or an intangible object, whatever it is that you feel, think about it, feel grateful for it, embrace it, smile about it, get happy. And then from there, if you choose to, and I really encourage you, place it into the comments and we will bask in it and look at how it inspires everybody else to feel more abundant. Abundance is about gratitude. Abundance is about overflow. Abundance is about you feeling your absolute best and feeling joy and the peace that's resonant from it. So we're going to give you an opportunity to do that. Once again, once you get it, place it in the comments because it inspires everyone else. Guys, you are ready to be on the clock. You got 30 seconds to figure out where's my abundance. All righty, guys. Great job. Remember, place that into the comments. Let the world see how your abundance is and how your abundance works, but more importantly, how your abundance feels to you. right? Thank you once again in advance for doing that. So yes, this is something that you just won't do once and then forget about it. I recommend doing this as many times a day as you like, right? As you choose to. Why? Because it's creating an abundant consciousness within yourself. And with that being said, with that being the way that it is, the more you create an abundance consciousness, the more abundance shows up in your life in the out picturing of everything. Okay. So remember that multiple times a day, figure out where's your abundance. So my abundance is my consciousness, right? The God consciousness that I possess within myself that allows me to prosper, to grow, to expand, to enjoy, to be happy, to see resources come into my life. Because of it, I am grateful for the abundance that is the God consciousness within me. All righty. That wraps up today's game of Where's My Abundance? We will be back tomorrow, likely, with another round of that. But don't just wait for this to come on, guys. Where's My Abundance? All day long. Got it? Here we go. Today's message is a fabulous, fantastic message because it's once again geared towards putting more money into your pocket. Who doesn't love that, right? And we're doing it in a resonant, divine, spiritual, terrific sort of way, right? And it's all legal. All right. So today's message, one of my favorites, no doubt about it. Heart of Christ Ministry, money, cash flow, wealth, all works on principle. Principle is automatic prosperity. Prosperity, right? Okay, so when I tell you this, when you look at that, I want you to get that in. You see me working the mouse. I want you to get that really. I shouldn't do that. Really get this into your subconscious, your psyche. I really want you to be convinced. And I'm going to give you an example real quick right now before I get into the first bullet point that's going to help you to know and to realize how true this is, not just with cash, but with pretty much everything in the universe and a lot of different things. Okay. Understand what principle is. Principle is just a law that works under all conditions, no matter what, right? Gravity is a principle, right? The example that I wanted to give you is this. So when it comes to water, when it comes to human beings floating, right? Everything falls underneath a principle, which means if you obey that principle, you will succeed. Never fails. Right? If you obey the principles that create buoyancy within human beings that allows them to float, you will succeed. If you get outside of that principle, you will fail. And it's not even personal. It's just that you drown because you didn't you didn't implement the contents of the principle. Money is the exact same way. And the thing is with money, there's so many infinite ways to obey the principle. Yet all you need is to really kind of find ones that resonate with you to get into the concept of really tapping in to a principle that will never fail. Right. And so I picked out 3 for you because I'm just that generous and nice. I picked out 3 for you that's always going to help you to float, to succeed, so to speak, when it comes to money, when it comes to cash flow. Right. So stop it, write it down, screenshot it, whatever it is. But these are all principles that work according to the truth of how money operates in the universe. All right. But always, that's such a great example because The reason I love that water example, it doesn't matter who you are, it doesn't matter where you come from, doesn't matter how much you have, doesn't matter. If you don't know how to float, you're going to drown, period, right? You're going to drown. Just as much with gravity, if you jump off the side of a building and you're not in space, right? And you don't have a parachute or a jetpack or anything else, you will fall to the ground, period. It's no respecter of persons. This is the exact same way for prosperity. It's no respecter of persons. It don't care if you come from the projects. It don't care if you're living in the penthouse, whatever it is, there's principles that allow you to succeed. Let's get into them, okay? Principle number 1, money is an effect. Consciousness is a cause. Always put energy into the cause and not the effect. Oh, that's so good. I want to read that again. Money is an effect. Consciousness is a cause. Always put energy into the cause, not the effect. All right. So this is monumental. Why? Because 90+% of us spend our entire lives going after the effect. Yesterday, we talked about how to look for a job. Somebody asked a question about, I'm looking for a job that pays well. And then most people think, well, let me get on Career Builder. Let me get on Monster. Let me get on Indeed, right? No, don't do that, because you're chasing the effect. And when you chase the effect, you sabotage yourself, because you know that it's not inherent with your own nature, right? So you never go after the effect. You go after the cause. Consciousness, God consciousness, how you feel, what you resonate from the inside, what you believe in, what you think all the time, that is going to be the catalyst to money, to cash flow, right? So in number 2, you'll find out exactly what I'm talking about. But think about this. Take a really good look at your life. Are you taking jobs just based off the money you see, or are you going within, right? Are you working at a place where you can go within, you say, this resonates with me on a soul level, right? Because when stuff resonates, even if you initially don't get a lot of money, if it's resonating on a soul level, you're going to make a lot of money, right? And God is so good to us, the universe is so good to us, that sometimes we pick off effect and then it winds up being a job that resonates so much on the inside that we wind up making more money than we could have ever imagined. But skip that part, right? Understand money's just the effect, right? The consciousness you hold, the way you think, feel, and act within yourself will determine how money shows up. And that's a principle, right? That's a principle that when you adopt it and you believe in it, it will work wonders in your life. Why? Because you're not chasing an effect. You're not chasing an effect anymore. There's a good example of this. I can't really think of it right now. But it will come back. Once that comes back, I'll share that example with you. Other than that, let's move on to number 2. That's like the first time I ever drew a blank, but it's all good. It's got to happen at some point. So principle number 2, the flow of money thrives in a state of ease and relaxation. Anxiety, stress, worry disrupts a healthy financial flow. Okay, this is another principle. Why? Because money is love. Love is God. God is source. It can only operate in a state of complete and utter ease, right? Nature is never violent when it's operating in a creative capacity, right? Storms might appear to be violent, but nature is never violent at its core. It's always easeful, right? It's always easeful. And so in understanding that, okay, if money thrives in a state of ease and relaxation, what do I have to do? I've got to make sure that the environment that surrounds my money is completely easeful, and relaxed. If I'm anxious, if I'm cussing people out, if I'm saying these people are trying to take my money, that's going to create an environment that doesn't allow the flow, right? And when I say ease and relaxation, that's just consciousness, right? You can have a consciousness of ease and relaxation, which is what? It's just a God consciousness, because ease and relaxation are a product of when everything is fulfilled. And God consciousness is the product of already having, because needs don't exist. Everything is already abundantly full, right? So that consciousness, that cause, getting back to the principle one, creates that state and then allows what? The effect of money to flow in, right? Anxiety, stress, and worry are causes as well. So you got to be mindful, because if there is anything that pulls you out of your balance affects your cash flow. That's just how it is. Anything that pulls you out of balance affects your cash flow, because it tells you to get attached to things, and it puts more importance on certain things as opposed to having balance all across the board, right? And that's what we want. We want balance completely across the board. And we do that through ease and relaxation. When ease and relaxation are present, it's principle number two: money will show up, money will thrive. The consciousness of money, which is God's consciousness, will thrive, and it will flow into your life easily and effortlessly, right? So get rid of anxiety, get rid of stress, get rid of worry. If there are people in your life that cause that, get rid of them too. All right. Number three, here we go. Money increases and expands when we place our focus and attention on the God within us. Divine love, divine source, the all that is. Okay? That, in a nutshell, is simple, right? Because it's understanding what true money is. A love current, love in action, love in expression, right? So, in knowing that, and knowing that we're focusing on the greatest love there is in the entire universe, that is, the divine, guess what? The focus of that and that attention is going to expand into a material manifested expression of love. And what is money? Money is love, right? So you just by focusing on the truth within you, the divine, the God that is in you, you create an increase in your cash flow, right? John Randolph Price, who wrote an abundant book long time ago, but he said something, and most of the 19th century metaphysical teachers talked about how you never placed your ideas, you never placed actually your attention, you never placed your decision-making ability, you never placed any energy, let's put it that way, you never placed any energy on what was outside of you. Everything was always placed within, because if we knew that we went within ourselves, we knew that everything was always on point. And this is still true today. Right? What happens when you place your focus on your accounts, when you place your focus on your debt, when you place your focus on the bills you have to pay, right? Naturally, you can kind of feel like you're beginning to lack to a degree, right? It's a natural occurrence. And because that sort of feels like maybe I'm losing, Price says, don't even think about it that way. Give gratitude, embrace the fact that you have the supply to pay this, right? And then focus back within, right? Don't even think twice about it, because what that does when you're looking outside of yourself, you're always going to find some evidence of lack, as opposed to looking within. Within, it's always abundance. That's why consciousness always is the starting point, because with consciousness, you always go within yourself. And you understand when you're within yourself and you're placing your focus there and you're placing your focus on the divine, the love, the God that is in you, easily and effortlessly, that money's going to increase. It's going to expand. It's going to create a greater flow into your life. Why? Because you are forever resonating with abundance. You're resonating with prosperity. This is a principle, the main principle above all else. Keep your focus within, and the without takes care of itself, right? Keep your focus, let's take it a bit further, on the God within, and everything outside of you takes care of itself, right? Always, 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 no matter what. It's good to enjoy stuff that happens outside of you, but you never want to get knocked off balance. And a lot of times, especially when something comes up and you got to, use a big chunk, you can sometimes get kicked out of balance, right? So you become relentless in making the habit always to go in to where the endless, unlimited abundance exists, and that is within yourself. That is the God within yourself. All right? Principle number 3 is done. So we got 1, 2, 3. Let's rehash. Got to get back into this rehashing. Number 1, money is an effect of consciousness. Money is an effect. Consciousness is a cause. Always put the energy into the cause, not the effect. Always look within. What you do within determines without. Something can't show up into your reality until it shows up in your consciousness first. And that is where your true abundance lies. Okay. Number 2, the flow of money thrives in a state of ease and relaxation. Anxiety, stress, worry disrupts a healthy flow. Get rid of it. Don't even entertain it. Anybody that brings that crap along, don't even entertain it, right? Always keep the peace. Always keep the ease. Always keep the relaxation and the joy. And you know where you find that? Within yourself, which leads me to principle number 3. Money increases and expands when we place our focus and attention on the God within us, divine love, divine source, the all that is. All you got to do is focus within, be in peace, be in gratitude, and everything rights itself. What did Jesus say? Seek ye first the kingdom of God, and everything will be added unto you, which means what? Seek ye first the consciousness within, the consciousness of God within you, and everything you need and desire will show up on its own. Simple enough, right? Right on, right on. All right, guys, here we go. The next, one of the last segments coming at you, Ask Reverend Shaun. Ask Reverend Shaun. I switched up the Sherwin-Williams, but this has been fun and exciting and really insightful. So, I really want you guys to take the time to just really ingest what people are asking and how does it relate to your life? How does it allow you to be better and greater in your dealings with money? And let's just learn from it. Let's come together and learn. And like I said, don't hesitate. We'll give you the email here in just a bit, but don't hesitate to write in if you have questions, because we are here, Heart of Christ Ministry, to help you prosper and help you to prosper and expand in the most amazing way possible. And then you'll invite me on your private jet. All right, here we go. Question number, we're on 13. Wow, 13. That's amazing. Okay, let's see. Got to get comfortable. Reverend Shaun, I am agnostic, but I do believe in love. I'm not sure, but is it possible for me to prosper in the way that you speak of? Okay, so it is possible. And I just noticed something as I read this. You say you do believe in love, which means that you believe, even indirectly, in God. Okay. Now, before you think I'm trying to play a trick on you, just remember God, love, money, source all resonate on the exact same frequency, right? So the fact that you believe in love means that you believe in some form of divinity. Right? And because you believe in some form of divinity, and because love is the most prospering power there is, because God is the most prospering power there is, you can prosper, right? Honestly, continue to cultivate that belief in love because it's the same, right? It has the same properties. Here's what's so amazing about God and just the energy of the universe and the essence of the universe and all that is that it is only geared towards loving us in a way that's going to create the life that we desire and love the most. The thing that makes us the happiest, the universe is working on a momentary basis to bring that about, right? Giving as free as possible. It desires, it just doesn't feel good. It desires, which means it wants to open up everything to you, right? And it's love that makes that possible. The love within the universe to give it and the love within us to accept it, right? So I get it. Agnostic, sometimes, a lot of times, that's just us having experiences as we grow up that have made us turn away from certain aspects of religion. I get it. But at the same time, that love exists in you. And because love exists in you, money exists in you, even God exists in you, right? And that is your ticket to prosper. So here's what you're going to do. You're just going to keep your focus on that love. You're going to root your consciousness in that love and look towards nothing else. And I promise you, your outer life will transform because of it. No doubt about it. Thank you for your question. That was a good one, man. I was like, okay, I didn't think people would be getting personal in here, but that's awesome. I mean, I got to applaud this one because, for anybody to come on here and say, I am agnostic, like that's big. That's a lot of times, depending on where you are. I grew up in the Bible Belt. You can get ridiculed for not believing in God. But I love the fact that you said you believe in love because that means that there's a part of you that knows that there's a greater power, whatever you want to call it, that is operating this beautiful, benevolent universe. So thank you for that. And thank you for being so courageous to open up and send that question in. Number 14. I'm ready to give up on money. I've done all the self-help, law of attraction, prosperity courses there is out there. Yet nothing has worked. What should I do? Okay. So this is really neat because we talked about this. Okay. We talked about this and it was principle number 1. Now, I'm going to tell you from my own experience. I love self-help. I love law of attraction. I love new age. I love new thought. I love self-realization, self-awareness. I love money courses. I love all of that. Why? Because that has been an integral part of my journey, right? That journey has helped me to build the character and resiliency that's allowed me to know the truth that I'm going to share with you right now. And this truth will set you free. Okay. So when I read this question, the first thing that pops out at me, you know what it is? Money is the effect, right? You're putting all of your power and attention into the effect, right? So when you do that, you're going to sabotage yourself because the outpicturing of money, because we're talking about the physical aspect of it, that's a byproduct of your inner presence, of your inner consciousness, right? So if your inner consciousness is fixated on this thing as your end all be all, that's going to set you up to fail, right? Because as an effect, money can do nothing. It can do nothing. I want to make sure I say this right. What actually transpires when we understand that money is an effect, it lets us to be open to the one true power, which is ourselves, which is our consciousness. So I want you to take all that energy that you've placed on these courses, that you've given to these teachers, that you've, said, okay, I really want to prosper. I want you to take all of that and I want you to place it on the consciousness within you. Okay. If you believe in God, place it on God. Place all of that attention, all that energy on God, and don't even think about money from the standpoint of physical money. Right? If you don't believe in God, much like the person who asked question 13, place it on love. Right? Put that on love. Don't do any actions towards manifesting any type of money or anything like that. Take everything, place your consciousness directly on God, on God's consciousness. Place your consciousness directly on love and leave it there. And I promise you, I guarantee you, you will prosper in a capacity that is greater than you could have ever imagined. Why? Because the divine is the source. God is the source. Love is the source. And it's also the cause. Money is just the byproduct of the power and the grace and the energy that we developed from focusing on that source, right? In New Age, New Thought, spirituality, they always tell you, anytime you have a problem, turn away from the problem and place your attention on God. And guess what happens? Your true essence overflows into your life, and your true essence is abundance. Your true essence is not reaching for something outside of you. It's knowing that you already have it within yourself, right? So all the energy into the courses and money and all that stuff, I did all of that. It wasn't until I was able to come within myself and say, okay, I'm going to make source my highest priority. I'm going to put my focus on the God consciousness within me, and I'm going to let it work. And stuff just starts happening. It just starts happening, just starts unfolding. And it's like, whoa, I wish I would have knew this like 12 years ago. But you get there when you get there, right? So understand, don't give up, right? Still do if it makes you feel good, still do your self-help, read your things, right? But the thing is, you don't need help. You're perfect, right? You're divinely perfect as you are. You don't need how to make money, because guess what? Money's already on the inside of you, and it belongs to the Father, and all that belongs to the Father belongs to you. So seek ye first the kingdom of God. Seek ye first the consciousness of God, and money will be added to you easily and effortlessly. And don't get caught up in the channels that it has to come through, because it can come from any direction possible, because God is infinite. God is the entire universe. And so are you. You just got to be open and receptive to it. But remember, I'm going to put this up here just real quick. Money is an effect. Consciousness is the cause. Always put energy into the cause, not into the effect. All righty, guys. That was great. Let's finish up here. We're a little bit over time, but it's all good. We'll do this real quick. If you have any questions, much like these amazing questions we had today, write to us, guys. That is so very epically important, because this is the stuff that's going to help the people, that's going to help them prosper and help them to rise higher. And it's helping me to become a greater teacher in the process, right? So thank you for that, ladies and gentlemen. We greatly appreciate you. If you have any prayer requests, write to us as well. We will get to all of that as soon as we possibly can. Keep your questions coming in, because I got a lot prepared for these upcoming shows. So I'm very, very happy about that. And I'm just happy that you guys were able to share this time with me today. So thank you for that. Once again, don't hesitate to write ShaunG04@gmail.com. And also, in closing, guys, if you found this content beneficial, if you find that this content makes you look at money a whole different way than you did beforehand, sow a seed today, right? Whatever it is, no seed is too big, no seed is too small. Whatever your heart impresses you to do, I'm telling you, this stuff works. It's principle. If you give, and you give under a state of love, it's going to return to you. The universe has to fill it up, right? So I say that invest in the ministry because we're just getting better. We're expanding and we're moving to a place where we're going to continue to bring you cutting edge content that is going to take you to a higher level than before. And before I'm done with all of this, everybody who's watching is going to be rich. And if you're already rich, you're going to be richer. And if you're already richer, you're going to be richest, right? Because now we'll be able to understand the concept of true money, not that old foolishness, but the concept of money that makes the difference, that transforms life, because it's not just about money as a physical paper thing, but money as a consciousness, as a love current, love in action. So take your love current and love in action and love in expression and put it to use. Only if you feel led to, guys. This is no pressure here, but only if you feel led to. Sow a seed today. Venmo, Heart of Christ Ministry, PayPal, ShaunG04@gmail.com. We got Zelle. We got Apple Pay. I don't have the Cash App, but maybe I should get the Cash App. Anywho, any one of those will work. Thank you in advance for your kindness and generosity. And no seed that you sow ever leaves your life. Know that it's going to expand, and expand you will. With that being said, guys, it has been an absolute pleasure today. Happy Friday to you. Enjoy the wonderful day ahead. Thanks so much. Take care. It's been real.
Every dream begins with a vision that sees everything before anyone else ever can. A vision that ignites the endless power to make all your dreams come true. Your